Patanjali Yoga Sutra 1.3, resting in our true nature. Tada, drashtu, svarūpa, vṛttis. Then, when the vṛttis have come into stillness, the seer rests in his/her own true nature. Sutra 1.2 defines yoga as a stilling of the mind. Sutra 1.3 is the second part of this definition. It describes what occurs after the mind becomes silent. This sutra states that when the vṛttis come into stillness, we are able to abide in our svarūpa, our true nature. The use of the word svarūpa is key because it points to the fact that a silent mind is not something we create through yoga practice, nor is it something that we add to the personality, for it is our original being, freed from the layers of conditioning. Our authentic being, puruṣa, has always been, and at the deepest level, has never been affected by our actions, reactions, thoughts, and beliefs at the level of the personality. The vṛttis, all of our beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, can be seen as clouds that cover the sun of our true being and keep us from experiencing its light and warmth, but never actually affect the sun itself. Abiding in our own nature is identical to recognizing ourselves as puruṣa, which is the ultimate goal of yoga. Puruṣa literally means the dweller of the city and refers to the city of 9 gates represented by the senses and the mind, which from the yogic perspective is considered to be one of the senses. The word puruṣa emphasizes that while we dwell within the city of the senses, our true self, spirit, is the resident. The body, mind, and senses are vehicles through which we recognize ourselves as the indwellers of this city. Like any good citizens, we care for the mind-body optimally, but the final destination is puruṣa, our true being. The use of the word drashtu in this sutra as a reference to puruṣa is significant. Drashtu means the seer and refers to puruṣa's ability to see ourselves and the world clearly without the colored lenses of the vṛttis, the judgments, beliefs, and other forms of conditioning. Drashtu also refers to the witness, our inner being, which has the ability to witness the vṛttis with equanimity, neither expressing nor repressing them. When we focus on the seer as the witness of all that occurs in the mind and body, we remind ourselves that we don't need to silence all the vṛttis in order to practice yoga. Through witnessing, we can abide in our true being even when the vṛttis are present, by recognizing clearly that they only represent conditioning. The following verses expand on these themes. Abiding in our true nature, we live and breathe completely at ease, and the continual sense of freedom is like a sigh of relief after a lifetime of perceived limitation and suffering. Resting in our true self, feelings of being unworthy, needy, or incomplete are replaced by an experience of wholeness that arises from deep within our being, no longer dependent on our surroundings. Living as the seer, there is nothing but gratitude for the gift of each moment of living, an opportunity for both appreciation and learning, whose intention is limitless freedom through spiritual awakening. Centered in our true being, problems and perceived emergencies are seen to be mistaken priorities, as we recognize clearly that the only thing in our lives with real meaning is the journey of awakening. Coming home to ourselves, all resentment, sense of separation, and conflict are released by recognizing that suffering and negativity are a reflection of conditioning that never touch our true being. Dwelling in our true nature, we see that everything is guided by natural laws that reflect the omniscience of the source energy, whose intention is for each being to recognize their true purpose and destiny. Seeing through the eyes of the heart, we view the world compassionately instead of judging and criticizing, recognizing that all beings seek happiness and avoid suffering within the limits of their understanding. Centered in truth, we no longer search for life's meaning, but experience it directly and immediately, as a knowing of our true being, which both encompasses and transcends everything within Prakriti. Established in authentic being, we witness our own negativity, recognizing it as a habit pattern formed to defend the personality, which, in reality, is nothing but a hologram of conditioning. Abiding in our true nature, we recognize that inner and outer conflict provides the heat that reveals our limiting beliefs, sanding off the rough edges of the personality so that all suffering may be released. Resting in this seer, we no longer struggle against our own painful thoughts and feelings. For when we no longer identify with them as I and me or confuse them with reality, their sting dissolves naturally. Coming home to our true being, the personality, purified of limiting beliefs, is transformed into a vehicle for awakening, allowing us to keep even some of our personality quirks as comic relief. United with the authentic self, we no longer draw such sharp lines between ourselves and our surroundings, and instead sense all beings moving forward in an evolutionary stream toward awakening. Centered in the true self, we rest in an infinite sea of timeless being, motionless and serene, even as we consciously witness the changing wind, weather, and waves at the surface of the personality. Fully aligned with our inner being, we live within Prakriti for appreciation and learning, but in complete freedom and autonomy, masters of the life journey rather than slaves of our own conditioning. Resting in our true nature, we see that we are not even a pixel in creation's tapestry, but simultaneously we are the whole, the essence of everything, one with the source energy.